contacted the Department of Commerce today, Brett, and told them that the increasing use of restrictions on exports and imports by the Commerce Department in various geopolitical and trade disputes creates just an impossible burden on FedEx and common carriers, because under the Department of Commerce's regulations, we are expected to be policemen for these export and import controls, and there are about 1,100 entities now on this list, and 5 were just added last Friday. So we're required under the regulations of the department to certify that the shipper, who may or may not be telling the truth, is in compliance with those export regulations. And despite the fact that we handle 15 million shipments a day, if we make an error on any one of them without a trial, without any due process, we can be fined $250,000 per piece. So we don't think that these regulations are based in law, and we hope the Commerce Department will come up with a solution that eliminates our requirement to be the policemen of these shipments and other U.S. common carriers as well.
Now, this comes as the China's foreign ministry is asking for a full explanation on a Huawei shipment. Huawei is obviously one of those companies on that list you're talking about.
Well, Huawei is just emblematic of this problem. The Huawei incident concerned 2 packages, 2 out of 15 million, where a 30-year employee, a great FedEx team member, made an error and diverted 2 packages for a compliance audit. We found out about it. We returned them to the customer. We apologized. And then there was a third one in the UK where a relatively new teammate, because the box said Huawei on it, misinterpreted the regulations and didn't accept the package. We then apologized to the customer and offered to ship it. But that's exactly the kind of confusing situation on a tiny number of packages that become international cause celebs because of these regulations that attempt to make FedEx and other common carriers, other people that pick up, transport, and deliver, which is what the legal term common carrier means, responsible for the government regulations to prohibit exports or imports. And it's just reached the point that it's no longer tolerable from our standpoint.
So are you worried at all about China coming up with its own unreliable entities list and FedEx is somehow on there?
Well, China, of course, is a sovereign state, and they have to do whatever they have to do. They looked into the Huawei packages. We cooperated fully with their investigation, as we would with any other country's investigation of our shipping. And, of course, we hope we satisfied them that this wasn't any nefarious activity on our part. It was just a well-intentioned FedEx teammate that made an error. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that's not the issue here. There are 1,100 entities now on this list, with 5 more just added Friday. It's impossible, even with the fantastic computer systems and compliance investments we've made, we simply can't be the policeman for the U.S. Department of Commerce, and we've told them that, and hopefully we'll get some resolution, and the court will grant our relief of being exempted from these until we can either get new legislation or a new set of rules which are binding.